Stop thrifting for cameras. Stop wasting your time. Have a look at this deal. I'm going to show you a camera which I picked up. KEH sell these in excellent condition for about 250 bucks. And I picked this one up online on eBay with ease for less than $50. What is the main source of my camera collection? Where do I get all of these camera bodies? Great question. I used to thrift for cameras because I enjoyed it. I would go out to Goodwill, Volunteers of America, whatever thrift store around my local area, and I would go and have a look and enjoy it. That was back in the day. These stores are now into the fact and onto the fact that these cameras are actually worth some money. People want to shoot old school digicams. They want to shoot 35mm, 120. So it's very difficult to find good deals. I'm not saying you're not gonna. I'm just saying that these days it's tough. That having been said, there are still deals to be had. I would suggest not thrifting. That's just me. If you're in California, one of these hipster towns, you go to a thrift store, have a little peek in. There's going to be a person in there with a band t-shirt of a band they've never seen, hipster types, harvesting all of these cameras. It's a fashion, it's a trend, so it's difficult these days. Those of us that have been around a while and we started off shooting film or the old school digi cameras, we've seen the prices go up and come down, but just recently, the last couple of years, very, very difficult. Most of my old school vintage camera stock comes from eBay, OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, and believe it or not, garage sales and actual vintage markets. You know, with like 1,000 stalls and maybe someone's got an old box and you look in the box and there's old Minolta lenses, that kind of jam. I love doing that kind of stuff. My wife and I, we love going thrifting. She thrifts for designer gear. I thrift for cameras. We meet in the middle. It's wonderful.
You shut your good boy.
Come on, let's go. Go get him. Good boy. Go, 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 go. I mean, I guess I am wearing sunglasses indoors like a psychopath, but I am just about to go outside. This is a quick mess. This little video that I'm going to run right now is about you saving time, saving money, and finding deals. This shelf here that I just have tucked away in a corner, these are little deals that I've had and that I've made. This particular Canon G2, yeah, I thrifted. Found that in a Goodwill store, random. Canon G5, Volunteers of America, Pentax Program A, Ohio Thrift, Olympus C7070, Ohio Thrift, I think. Konica FC1, Goodwill. Anyway, that having been said, stop thrifting for cameras. It's a waste of time, it's a waste of money, and it's pretty negative on the hit rate. In my experience, you guys, and I've been around the block, if you've watched my channel, you'll see that I have a bunch of pretty awesome stock, literally hundreds of cameras, hundreds of camera bodies and lenses have been through my collection. How I did it? Looking for deals, which did not involve thrifting. Just take a second, watch this video, look at this latest deal I found. It's an example of what you can expect to find if you shop smart. Thrifting's not always the key. Watch this. Let's go. Go, boy. I guess, yeah, when I first started getting back into the 35mm film game, I did thrift somewhat. You don't find Leica cameras. You don't find Contax cameras. Certainly not every day. You might find a $3 point and shoot. You might find a random Nikon D700, which is what I found for 12 bucks and I love, but you're not really going to get those huge hit rates. My advice will always be to take your time and shop online. Get notifications, sign up for websites, and just browse those online forums, and you're going to find deals. Let's have a look at one of these latest deals that I found. This is just me showing you what's available, how to do it, and what to expect. This is the kind of deal that I can get, and this is the kind of deal that you can expect to get, and this is the condition that you may find the items in when you purchase them. This next camera, the Canon AE1, it's like my 10th AE1. I'm going to do it up. I'm just going to clean it, service it, run a roll of film through it, and I'll probably gift it to some lucky duck for Christmas. Check it out. So then, have a little peek of these cameras that I've got in front of me here. This is a broad example of what you can achieve if you shop correctly online. And when I say thrift, Goodwill has an online website, goodwillfinds.com. They have discounted cameras on there. I've purchased so many off of Goodwill Finds deals and done very, very well. These cameras you can see here, these have been amazing deals. And I just want to show you examples of what you can achieve when you look. That is the Fuji MX-2700. This is an old school digicam from like the year 2000. I believe Leica jumped on board with this bad boy. It is a 2-point-something megapixel digicam, a pain to use, but creates beautiful pictures. $3 eBay. My old faithful Olympus OM10. The Olympus OM10, in my opinion, if you get this adapter here, which turns it into a fully manual camera, is better than the OM1, in my opinion. Goodwillfinds.com, this and 2 other cameras for $30. The other 2 I sold for $70 a piece. You work the math out. Awesome. Goodwillfinds.com. Just don't waste your time going to these stores. Don't waste your gas and your energy. You guys do not waste your time. This beautiful Canon AE1, yes, it has a broken battery door. They all have broken battery doors. That's why we use tape. eBay, $30. Added a little bit of bling, came with a lens, cleaned it up, beautiful. I actually think that this was my greatest online purchase. I actually feel like this is one of the best. I actually think that this is one of the best online deals which I have ever achieved. This is my Nikon D700. Now this bad boy, I mean, these Nikon D700s sell for like $300 to $400 these days. It's a full frame, digital, beautiful camera. Now this particular one cost me $150 as is. $15 to replace all of those rubbers, a little bit of cleanup. Currently I've got an 85mm 1.8G full frame lens on that bad boy. And I used this for a commercial shoot, for a family photo portrait shoot not 2 weeks ago, and produced great images. I know. Who uses a camera from the early 2000s for a paid gig? Have a look at this deal. I'm going to show you a camera which I picked up. KEH sell these in excellent condition for about $250. And I picked this one up online on eBay with ease for less than $50. So straight away, this was an exciting deal because the camera came in a bag. It came with this complete set. Now, let me tell you, this bag absolutely stinks. It smells like it's been in a house fire. And I used to be a firefighter, so I kind of know what that smells like. All of this paperwork was included. Blank Canon registration card. Now, we need to see if that matches the Canon camera that we have in this bag. And if it does, that is fantastic. Check that out. Oh my goodness. If this is the receipt for the camera, look at that. Would you take a look at that? So we open up the bag, and this is what I saw in the eBay listing. I'm going to show you the eBay listing so you can see what I saw. So lens tissue. So clearly whoever's selling this had the collection together and they wanted to keep that item nice and clean. And then an original $1 lens cloth. And then we have an original Canon flash. Look at that bad boy. And then here is that $99 lens that's in the original case. That is always good. If it's in the original case, then maybe it'd be in pretty good condition. Now we can see a lens cover. Again, good news. So the lens caps are on this lens. It's beautiful, 70 to 200. Wonderful focal length. See if there's any fungus in this bad boy. Actually, that looks pretty gosh darn good. No fungus. That is a beautiful lens in great condition. And then let's have a look at this camera itself so I can ditch this bag out of my house. Look at the state of that Canon AE1. Oh my goodness. It's so dusty. Whoa, that is insanely dirty. Can you see the grime, the years of grime on that bad boy? It is dying for a clean. But it has a cover cap body cover on it, which means it's nice and protected. I'm expecting there to not be a battery in here, and I'm expecting the battery door to be broke because they're all broke on these old Canons. Get my little screwdriver and let's see if this battery door is broken. Yeah. All of the battery doors on an AE1 tend to break. You see up here in the corner, it always cracks. That's why you can have a little bit of gaff tape. And there's no battery in the camera. No residual battery acid to damage the camera. This is the particular battery that we're going to go ahead and put in the camera, but not right now. We want to clean that camera first. This is a lithium L544, very readily available battery, easy peasy. We'll set that aside because we're going to clean the camera first. But yeah, that's it. I'm going to get this bag out of the house and let's clean this camera. So I'm basically just looking to get all the grime away from the outside of the camera, make it look nice and pretty. Then we can stick a battery inside and see if it works. So I just like to use a toothbrush, obviously not my daily toothbrush, an old toothbrush, just to aggregate that dirt. Alcohol wipes, alcohol prep pads. These nice anti-static camera wipes do great for outside. And then I use just an old, beautiful, purdy paintbrush to initially get all the dust off the camera. So yeah, first things first, make sure we have a lens cap on, everything's closed up, we have all the caps, and then just go ahead and wipe off as much of that dust as you possibly can. This is so satisfying. And then when you're done with the soft brush, you can go ahead and just gently aggregate with the toothbrush.
Again, all of those little bits, just be nice and gentle. Certainly around that camera door as well. We don't want to cause any damage to this beautiful old girl. She's been through the ringer. Now remember, this camera, the AE1.
KEH sell these right now for about $83, or they've got them listed right now for $83 for a damaged one. $83 for a damaged version of this. And this cost me less than $50 online. So if it works, I'm in the money. It even has the rubber stopper protector on the PC flash sync port there. I mean, I hasten to say that that's probably an original Canon body cover as well. Look how beautiful she looks. Just a little bit of elbow grease and she already looks like $1 million. A little bit of dust on the glass, so I'm going to use a lens cloth and just gently wipe that glass, just gently. Viewfinder glass as well, just a gentle wipe, nothing crazy. I just want to be able to see through it, see what I'm dealing with. Beautiful. So far, so good. So let's go ahead and pop a lens on this camera. Red to red, righty-tighty. And I'm going to stick it in shutter priority or AE mode. The A lines up with the center. That means the camera's now on shutter priority. I set the shutter speed. The camera decides the aperture, which is what makes this camera really good for beginners, for students. Now, this particular camera was considered a landmark, one of the first of its kind to have that auto exposure capability. When you set it to A, shutter priority camera, one of the first cameras to do that. You can obviously also use the camera in fully manual mode, but you do need a battery in order for it to fire. Just remember that, okay? In 81, the AE1 program was released, which had a few more features, but this is the one, the AE1, which I believe is one of the best 35mm cameras ever made. It's beautiful. So we should now work, yeah? I hope she works anyway. Okay, so the camera advances, the advanced level works. It would not work if this camera was not working. Beautiful. She's firing. So let's go ahead and slow the shutter speed down so we can test it. Yep. So there we have it, a beautiful Canon AE1, not the program version, just the basic. And we can also see, check this out, 5684601, 5684601, the original Canon blank registration card and a receipt in the box. What a beautiful deal. Now, the problem with this camera, like all of them, is the battery door is broken. It is what it is. I'm just going to tape it up. That's my daily driver AE1. You can see it has a bit of tape over the door. That's absolutely fine. This is now my backup. Beautiful Canon AE1 for less than $50. Look, you guys, I get it. We all want something for nothing and the struggle is real. But that's just a real quick fire example of how you can thrift or purchase pretty decent items online for less than their market value. Now, like I said, you really have to be careful with these things. This particular AE1, there's a broken battery door, which means it's not perfect. It doesn't fire first time every time. I personally think that's a battery issue, so I need to get a new battery and fully test it. I've got an original bill of sale, an original registration card, little bit of tinkering, and this will be 100%. Beautiful condition, comes with a lens, comes with paperwork, comes with a case, which I've thrown out because it stinks, but less than 50 bucks, you guys. I personally think this 1976 35mm Canon AE awesome one is one of the best cameras ever made by Canon for the price, for the money, for the basic everyday student user enthusiast. The AE1 will do you just fine. Thanks for stopping in. I hope that answered the question about thrifting. I will see you guys on the next one. Thanks, guys.